some people don't drink tea or coffee because of the caffeine, and they think caffeine is unhealthy. So I drink caffeine. I don't mind being excited. How do you feel about caffeine in your tea or your coffee, Christian?
Oh, right. This is caffeine. This is a molecule. This molecule or this molecule, they're different models here. This molecule is a caffeine molecule. So caffeine is in coffee and in tea, also in tea. So tea has caffeine, coffee has caffeine, and caffeine makes you it makes you more awake. You feel awake. But if you drink lots of coffee, especially coffee, but also tea with caffeine, you might feel too awake, too jittery, right? Like shaking almost like that. Do you ever feel like that if you drink too much tea or too much coffee?
If I drink too much tea late at night before it's time for me to sleep, then I can't sleep. And I'm like this with big eyes.
Yeah. So
is there a time when you say enough tea, enough coffee, because soon it's time for bed?
For me, well, in the morning when I wake up and I feel a bit tired, I feel tired right after I wake up. So I want to drink coffee like this. This is my coffee this coffee has caffeine. So this coffee has caffeine. So in the morning, I wake up and I drink coffee that has caffeine in it. So for example, at 8 o'clock in the morning, then I will, usually I've just woken up. And so I will make coffee and I will drink coffee. And that kind of coffee has caffeine. It has caffeine. And then later in the day, for example, around noon, I might make some more coffee and drink some more coffee with caffeine. And then, but later in the day, for example, at 4 p.m. or so later in the afternoon, like 4 p.m., or also in the evening, for example, 8 p.m., I don't want to drink coffee or tea that has caffeine in it. So I'll drink coffee, for example, this kind of coffee. This says decaffeinated coffee. So this instant coffee, does not have caffeine. This does not have caffeine. So it is decaffeinated, no caffeine. So then I can drink it, for example, at 8 p.m. and then I can still go to sleep later. For example, at 11 p.m., for example, then because this does not have caffeine, it is decaffeinated, no caffeine, then I can go to sleep. But if I drink coffee like this that has caffeine around 8 p.m., for example, let me change this time here. So around 8 p.m., if I drink coffee with caffeine, then later around 11 p.m., I will not be able to sleep. I will try to sleep, but I will stay awake. So yeah. So in the morning, when I wake up, I drink coffee with caffeine, but in the evening before 11 p.m. or before when I go to sleep, I do not drink coffee with caffeine. I drink decaffeinated coffee without caffeine.
What about sugar? So I've got some sugar here. Sugar will bring you energy as well. Do you drink coffee with no sugar before bed?
I almost never drink coffee with sugar. Like, this is sugar, but I don't put sugar in my coffee. Usually I just put milk in my coffee. Usually I put milk in my coffee, but no sugar, not sugar. I don't put sugar in my coffee, just milk.
I'm the same as you, Christian. I don't have milk in my tea or coffee. In fact, I had to borrow this milk from somebody else to show you. And I don't have any sugar in my tea. I like my tea black. So black tea, no milk. So no milk and no sugar. And that's how I take my tea. That's also how I take my coffee in the morning. And then in the afternoon, I only drink tea because it's gentler, it's milder, and I guess less wakeful.
Yeah, I think here's the caffeine again. I think that tea usually has less caffeine than coffee like this. Is that right?
I don't know, Christian, but
I think so. But
I drink a coffee in concentrated amounts. So there's lots of coffee in a very small cup. So I'd call this an espresso, and everyone in England will understand what an espresso is, and it's strong for a small amount, whereas tea in a big mug is quite diluted. So there's some caffeine, but there's lots of water. With my little espresso, there's a little bit of water and lots of caffeine for the size. So
yeah, that espresso, those little, yeah, those little cups there, those little cups. Yeah, that's a little espresso cup, but it's a little cup, a little bit of, or a little amount of espresso, but there's lots of caffeine in that little cup, right? That little cup of espresso.
That's it. And if I'm honest, as soon as I make one of these, I'll keep drinking until this is empty.
Oh, so you'll drink the whole what is that called? The pot? You'll drink all of that?
Yes. Usually I use this if I have other people with me and then we can share. If I try to drink this on my own, I'll never sleep. So if I make a large amount of coffee in my coffee pot, usually I'll share with friends. I wouldn't normally try to drink all of this myself.
Oh, I see. So you wouldn't drink, so you wouldn't drink all of that by yourself. You would share that with your friends. Is that right?
That's right. I would share amongst my friends and we'd each have a small amount, and it wouldn't be just me drinking all of this. I would never sleep again.
Yeah, and that's in the evening, right? You're talking about around what time? Like 8 p.m. or something like that around what time of the day or the evening?
I think I'd stop drinking coffee well before 8 p.m. I think I'd drink coffee perhaps last at 3 p.m. That's 1500 hours. I think that would be my last coffee of the day.
Okay, so that's 3 p.m., 1500 hours or 3 p.m. So at that time, but even if you have a coffee like that, like you make a pot of coffee like that, you would not drink that whole pot yourself. You would share it. You'd pour cups of coffee. You'd pour a cup and pour a cup and pour a cup and share those cups. Share them with your friends. Is that right?
That's right. Yes, totally right.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that makes sense. So even for me, if it is this time, 3 p.m. or 1500 hours, 15, how would you say that? 1500 or?
I would say 1500 hours.
Yeah, 1500 hours that's the same. That equals or is the same as 3 p.m. At 3 p.m., I don't want to drink coffee with that much caffeine in it like this. So at 3 p.m., at this time, I want to drink less caffeine. So then around this time, maybe I'll drink a little bit of this kind of coffee or this kind of coffee that has caffeine, and I'll drink more coffee like this instant decaffeinated coffee, this coffee which does not have caffeine.
Mind you, at 3 p.m. or 1500 hours, I think I would still drink a cup of tea every day.
But actually for me right now, what time is it now? What time is it?
In England?
Here, yeah, in England, it is evening, right? And
it's evening, it's dark outside, and the time is about 8:30. So I would call this 8:30. And Christian, what is the time where you are in Canada right now?
Yeah, here it is about 3:30. So here in Canada, it is about actually it is 3:40. Here in this part of Canada, it is 3:40, or in 24-hour time, you could say 15:40. So there in England, it is 5 hours ahead. Is that right?
That's right, Christian. In England, we are 5 hours ahead of you in Canada, but I've also learned that my clock is wrong. Oh. Your clock is far more accurate.
So actually, it's not 20-30 hours or 8:30. It's this time. Is that right? Is it 8:40 or?
I think you're right. You're right. But does this mean, Christian, you still have time for another cup of coffee? It's not too late, is it?
I think because now I feel a little bit tired. So I think I will make another mug of coffee, and I will use this. So I use this to make coffee. This is a coffee press. So this is called a coffee press or French press. So I think right now, even though it is about 3:40 p.m., I will still make some coffee like this, even though the coffee does have caffeine, even though it has caffeine like this, I will still make some because right now I'm feeling a little bit tired right now.
It's all this talking.
Yeah, we're talking so much, blah, blah, blah. We're talking and talking so much. I think especially me, I think I am talking so much. So I feel a little bit tired now. Oh. Everyone, if you would like to see more of Adrian, you can visit his channel. So I have this channel for English learners, and Adrian, you and Martin also have a channel for people who want to learn English called Look and Learn English. So everyone, please visit Adrian and Martin's channel, look at their videos, check them out. And if you like them, click the like buttons and click the subscribe button to subscribe to their channel.